Video sponsored by Audible.
Oh, that was a nice sponsor right there.
Hello Internet, Taliesin here, and today we are talking dragon riding! Again! And I know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
You're
I was gonna
thinking,
say, I thought we watched a video about this already.
I know what you think about dragon riding, Dragonflight's brand new feature and way of getting around the place, because you already made a video about it on, like, literally the first day of the alpha. You love dragon riding. You want to marry dragon riding. You want to invite dragon riding around to study one evening, but you're not planning on doing any studying. Oh no, you're gonna light the candles and wear some Obsession for Men and put on the Sexy Time Funky Jams playlist on Spotify because you and dragon riding are gonna get down. And you're not entirely wrong. I have made no secret of how game-changing and important and flat-out super fun dragon riding is in the next expansion, but every opinion I've given on it up until now has been based on one pretty narrow view of it. The very little that we actually knew, because quite simply, we don't know what max level dragon riding looks like, or how long it takes to get there, how leveling up works, and perhaps most importantly, what kind of time gating is involved.
No, I thought we do know how leveling up works for dragon riding. You gotta fly around and get those coins, and then you unlock more, you know, dragon riding abilities.
To stop you in your swooping, flapping,
maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that was how you level it up.
Say, we didn't know until now, because it would appear that the dragon riding system is now on alpha in its entirety. I have dedicated myself to leveling it up and completing the entire talent tree, and I basically now know everything that there is to know about dragon riding and how it works. Ask me anything. Only joking, you don't have to ask me anything, because I'm going to tell you everything right now as we look at dragon riding in Dragonflight and ask, did Blizzard manage to absolutely dick it up just like they dicked up Torghast and Island expeditions and basically everything else? Oh, and by the way, serious warning here, but do not play any drinking games where you take a shot or whatever anytime I say the word dragon in this video, because you'll die. Okay? Go, 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 go.
Fair warning to your liver.
At the beginning of the alpha, we were given a version of dragon riding with 3 vigor and a recharge rate of 1 vigor every 30 seconds while grounded, 1 every 15 seconds while flying fast enough to activate Thrill of the Skies, which is signified by the blue swirly effect around you. The ability to recharge vigor while flying obviously being very useful indeed, plus abilities to ascend upwards, also good for taking off, and surge forward, costing 1 vigor each, plus luxury swirly whirly fast acceleration move.
All this stuff looks so good. I can't wait.
Vigor, and a little bit later.
This really looks like something you got to experience, right? To, you know, it's fun to watch people do it, but I feel like experiencing this whole dragon riding thing is going to be so cool.
Bronze Time Lock, which lets you set an instant teleport return point, which stays active for 3 minutes. All of which seemed like a pretty basic kit, but which was still plenty of fun, being more dynamic, engaging, exciting, and crucially faster than normal WoW flying. And yeah, every now and then you'd have to wait around for your vigor to recharge or run on foot if you were going up big hills. And so the question has always been, does this system get better and more powerful? And what does it look like when it does? Well, let's start by talking about leveling these drakes, shall we? Because it turns out that this first iteration of dragon riding that we've had in the alpha until recently does seem to be the very first iteration. As in, this is what it looks like when you first pick up your drake in the first zone, the Waking Shores, and before you've leveled it at all, which is in itself a pleasant surprise, to be honest. 3 vigor and all of the movement abilities that you will ever have, at least until 10.1. Which means, straight off the bat, these things are very rideable indeed, but also you can start leveling them from that moment. You'll collect 4 drakes throughout your leveling, and presumably more as the expansion goes on, but you don't have to level them all up individually, because the thing that makes you better at dragon riding is your own dragon riding talent tree. Abilities on this tree are unlocked using dragon riding glyphs with early abilities.
That's what I meant when I said that's how you level it up. I don't get why in the beginning of the video he says we're not sure how we level it up. You get these coins and you progress through your tree.
3 glyphs each to unlock, and the later abilities costing 4. And these glyphs can be earned by grinding out the time-gated currency over a number of weeks with the various factions, which you will then be able to exchange for... no, only joking! These dragon riding glyphs are earned by picking them up. just
Yeah, this is so
picking
cool.
them up. There are 10 dotted around
First
each
time
zone
ever
for
in the game that
40
we have
in
a
total,
leveling
and you
a
need
progression
exactly
system like this.
40 to unlock every slot on the tree. And to repeat, you just go and pick them up. They're
Yeah,
generally
it's
in
very
high
cool.
points that you have to fly to, as you'd imagine, and each glyph has an achievement attached to it, giving you a hint as to the general area it is to be found in. With glyphs in the first two zones, the Waking Shores and Unaran Plains, mostly being in locations that are named on the map, while glyphs in the Azure Span and Thaldraszus are generally a little bit trickier to find. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, all right,
Yesterday you
Taliesin,
ran...
what's the catch
You just tell me 3 mounts dropped? Damn it, Blackfish.
here? Because I've played this game before at some point in the last 10 years, and there is absolutely no way that every single dragon riding glyph you need to max out your talent tree is just there in the world, ready to be picked up whenever you like. Obviously, Blizz are going to find some way to time gate this, like you need to get honored rep with a zone's main faction before the glyphs in that zone unlock, or even cruder than that, it'll be something like the Waking Shores glyphs open in week 1, and then the Unaran Plains glyphs will appear in week 3, and so on until we're like a couple of months in. That's how it's going to be for sure. I blame Steve Denusa. And honestly, Internet, I don't blame you for thinking that way. I thought that was likely going to be the case too, but going by what is on the alpha right now, and until we get contradicting information, I have no reason to believe this isn't how it's going to be. No, there is no time gating. No rep.
No time gating is insane. So basically, I mean, if you really just want to level out your dragon flying, right? And you just want to focus on getting to max dragon flying, in essence, if you're high enough level to get through a zone, you can just fly around and get the coins. And the more coins you get, the more coins you can get, because you're just going to keep leveling up your dragon flying. You'll be able to fly higher and faster. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That as of right now, there is no time gating on this. So you could literally, in the beginning of the expansion, have people who maxed out their dragon flying because that's all they did was focus on it. And you know what? More power to the players. I applaud Blizzard for doing that. I think that's the right move.
Gating,
Thank
no
whom
gating
my life is
of
too short to
any
be time
sort
gated.
on these dragon riding glyphs at all. Every single one of these 40 upgrade tokens is sitting there in the world, minding its own business on top of a tree or a cliff or a tower, just waiting to be scooped up by you from day one.
This is gonna be very cool content to
Dragonflight
play.
launching. I set out on a mission specifically to collect them all one day last week without a guide, just using the hints on the achievement for each glyph, and it took me just over 3 hours to go from 3 Vigor 0 all the way to fully buffed max level flying Chad. And it was a genuinely fun 3
Max level
hours
flying
too.
Chad.
Lost Ruins, here we go. It's gonna be up there, right? Gotta be. Yeah, there it is.
That's
Really
so cool.
driving home how having a thing that you can just go out and collect from start to finish when you feel like it as its own little project is something that we just don't get enough of in WoW anymore. There's always some kind of, oh great, come back tomorrow or next week when you can collect some more, or wait until next reset when the next stage unlocks. Thanks for playing, please exit through the gift shop. It was so refreshing to make the choice to start
Exit
and
through the gift
finish
shop.
my dragon leveling project on my own terms, and that in itself is a major plus for Dragonflight. In practice, most people
To upgrade
will
your
probably be picking
faded
up
gear,
these
yes, you
glyphs
need 20
as
ciphers,
they level
yeah,
through the
exactly.
zones, coming back at max level to sweep up the ones that they missed, and that is genuine fun and fulfilling
it looks
MMORPG gameplay right there.
Yeah.
That is design which, dare I say it, respects the player's time. Oh yeah, and don't forget, all your dragon riding progress is account-wide, as in every dragon
Whoa.
riding glyph
I didn't
can
know
only
that.
be picked up once on your whole account. So if you pick up this Azure Span glyph on your main, it will already be in the currency tab of every one of...
Holy crap. You know how alt-friendly that is? To be able to fly around at max level because you already did it on another tune? Damn. My mind is blown right now. I was not expecting
your
that.
alts when you log into them, ready to be spent at the dragon riding upgrade NPCs to bring every character you have up to the same dragon riding level. So if you have maxed out your dragon riding on one character, you have maxed it out on all your characters.
Wow.
Every alt will start their leveling in Dragon Isles with fully pimped out drakes, making questing an absolute doddle. Slight caveat, it looks like you will have to unlock access to your drake on each character separately to actually spend your account-wide glyphs, which is an early part of the Waking Shore questline, like I say, about an hour in. Oh, and slight side note, but that dungeon, which is basically the entire Unaran Plains that you can ride around, yeah, all your leveled up
Damn. Sokolov, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge.
Dragon stuff applies in that dungeon too. It is so much easier with a full talent
goodness
tree.
I have
And
12
my mouth
tunes.
waters
Yeah,
when I
this
think
is
of
amazing
cool
for alts.
dragon riding boss fights that future raids could use. Imagine 20 players on their drakes swooping
That would
around
be
Galakrond, whirling surgeons.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. There already is a dungeon in the game, confirmed. It's already been tested, where dragon riding is part of the dungeon.
Weak spots on his wings to bust holes in them and bring him down to earth. Imagine a
Dragon
phase
riding
in
is that
Chromatus
feature
fight
that
where
none
you
of
are
us
weaving through the air
knew
to
we
avoid
wanted,
his 5
but now we
heads,
need it.
breathing various different types of fire at
Invite
you.
me so
Incredible.
yes.
Basically, every promise that
Gotcha.
Blizzard made towards the end of Shadowlands and in the initial reveal of Dragonflight regarding changes of philosophy towards account-wide unlocks and alt play and time gating seem to be borne out in this dragon riding system as it stands in the alpha right now. Just to repeat, you can fully upgrade your dragon riding skill on day 1 of the expansion.
Crazy, man.
Most players
That's
will
crazy.
max it out on the first day of the expansion, and they will have a lot of fun doing it. My top tip,
Oh, yeah, we're
do
gonna do
yourself
this.
a favor, don't look at any guides. There are 10 in each
Just
zone.
have fun,
Just
yeah.
make a note
I'm
of
not
the
gonna
place
look at a
names
guide.
in each achievement when you enter a new zone, and when you find yourself in that
Welcome to the
place
stream,
while
by the way,
leveling, just take a
Sokolov.
few minutes
Thank you
to
again for
fly
the follow.
around and find it. This is fun, old school video gamey content. Allow yourselves to enjoy it just this once. So all in all, that is very good news about leveling
crazy,
dragon
man.
riding. What does it look and feel like when you've done that?
Yeah, what is max dragon
So,
riding
you've been
look
collecting
like?
your dragon riding glyph upgrade tokens from
Yes, we
throughout the
have.
Dragon Isles. Perhaps as you leveled, perhaps a bit more chilled out than that. What does
Perhaps.
that actually mean in terms of getting around possibly the largest expansion content in WoW history? Well, first of all, let me just remind you, I made a video at the start of Alpha about how brilliant and fun and revolutionary dragon riding felt, based, it turned out, on level 1 dragon skills. And I was right, even with no points in the tree at all, this is still a complete game changer in terms of WoW traversal
Oh,
and
the speed
moment-to-moment
alone is
gameplay.
a game
Completely
changer.
leveled up. Internet, I am not exaggerating when I say dragon riding is better than I ever dared imagine. Straight off the bat,
Whoa.
the first 3 upgrades you unlock,
guy
and
loved
you
it,
decide
so.
which order you unlock them, are an extra point of vigor, reducing grounded vigor recharge time to 25 seconds, down from 30, and reducing
Nice.
blue swirly thrill of the skies regeneration to 10 seconds, all of which go a
Everything just starts regenerating substantially quicker, it looks like.
huge way to improving your flying experience
Yo, I'm
from the
getting
get-go.
you're a
For
girl.
less
All right,
glyphs
welcome
than
in.
there are to find in the very first zone, you can really feel the difference in how much easier it is to stay in the air for longer. Then come a series of less exciting but still very situationally useful quality of life upgrades. The ability to go straight through some
So it looks like these trees are very much like your Legion weapons, where you kind of, you pick one or the other to start, but eventually you're going to fill out the entire
types of
tree.
dragon racing obstacles while surging forward, a choice between doing AoE damage to enemies or getting a shield when you land your Drake, and to clarify, it costs 3 glyphs to unlock this node and have access to both choices. Just like a class talent tree, they are not one unlock each. Grounded Vigor recharge time reduced to 20 seconds, the ability to dismount enemy players with Whirling
Sure,
Surge,
for the first month of
which,
release, Asmongold will still
think
say
that
worst
means
expansion
we
in the history
finally
of the
got the airborne PvP combat that Wrath
Maybe.
of the Lich King promised on its box, fam! Dance Studio next.
I'm
Another
very
extra
excited
vigor
for
to
this
take you
expansion,
to
I'm not gonna lie.
5. Another choice, this time between having your vigor recharge rate increased when you kill mobs, or when you farm a herb or mineral node, which will obviously be super useful for
There you go.
gatherers. And then the last bunch of big boys at
You
the
profession whores are going to love that shit.
end, which give you 6 vigor, a grounded recharge rate down to 15 seconds, and a blue swirly thrill of the skies flying recharge rate of just 5 seconds, which is amazing. For general reference, I found that with just 4 or 5 vigor, you never have to touch the ground after you've taken off. And once you've maxed out the whole tree, which remember, you can do on day 1, and I know I keep mentioning
That's
but
crazy,
it is really
man.
important, then it is
The-
not
the-
an
the lack of
exaggeration to
time gating
say
is insane
you
for
have
this.
the
Because it's not only like a way to fly, right? It, in essence, makes the entirety of the Dragon Isles smaller. You can get around much quicker, do things. It shrinks the time that you have to take to do anything in the game. So by not time gating this, you're in essence creating like, I don't know how to describe it. You're not time gating dragon flying, so you're not time gating a lot of things. Because you're just allowing players to get around at a 3x times speed at what they're used to.
complete freedom of the skies.
It's a
And
huge
every
deal.
worry players may have had about the efficiency of dragon riding as a means of
I
transportation.
love how he's gliding above
It's
the
just
water there.
falling slowly. Oh, you spend too much time on the ground. Oh, it's good for going down, but going up is impossible. Worries
we
that
have a
I
warlock here?
shared and have voiced, by the
let's
way,
get some
are
warlocks.
totally blown away. Maxed out dragon riding is a complete flying experience. No caveats, no ifs or buts. I have logged into the alpha multiple times this week just to swoop around the bridges and viaducts of Valdrakken like
yeah, it
they
just
do
looks
in their
fun.
trailer,
Right.
because you can for hours, and it is engaging and fun with actually worrying about having to land or gain height or whatever, the last thing on your mind. And I really want you to bear in mind here, I am rubbish at dragon riding.
Asmon is a
like,
cranky
genuinely,
man,
but at
baby.
max level, I
But
can
that's why
fly
we
from
watch
the lowest
it.
point of the map
True.
to the highest without any problems
Ours Life, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge.
at all. And this is honestly remarkable. I knew dragon riding was incredibly fun, but this final form, unlockable on day 1 of the expansion, don't know if you knew that, is so much better than I think anyone, even me, was expecting, and means that there is
Every time he says
basically
final form,
no
I think of DBZ.
downside to dragon riding. You're not making any kind of trade-off over standard WoW flying in any way. Dragon riding is superior in every department, except if you like hovering in midair and AFKing, which,
Yeah,
you know
nah,
what?
yeah.
Fair play. Even though I bet that probably will be added as a dragon riding ability in a future patch. But as things stand,
Oh,
apart from
yeah, most
hovering,
likely.
there is absolutely
The thing about dragon riding is it's just Dragon Isles, right? And I understand we have no borrowed power in Dragonflight. That's already been confirmed. Any progression system we have in Dragonflight is going to continue on after Dragonflight. But what about dragon riding? How is flying around in Azeroth or anywhere else other than the Dragon Isles going to feel after we've dragon rode our dicks around the Dragon Isles? I feel like eventually they're going to have to unlock this. They're going to it's too good. It's too good. It looks too good, and we're going to get used to it, and I feel like we're going to want it.
no
We'll
reason
see.
that I can think of that anyone would use.
Sam gets on Dragon Mount for the first time. Top Gun begins to play. Oh, yeah, that'd be so good. I'm going to do
Standard
it.
WoW
Go,
flying
Maverick,
in the
go.
Dragon Isles when it's
gonna
introduced
play that
in
on stream while I
probably
fly.
10.2. And that is also perhaps the biggest problem with dragon riding. Oh yeah, you didn't think we weren't going to have a good old moan, did you? We've got a whole section on complaints. Let's go.
Oh, great. Oh, great, the shit show section.
Hey everyone, it's me, Evie, hard at work with Taliesin, building
your
the
ad
new
drop.
weekly reset set. I'm sure Tally will be back any minute now. And do you know what gets me really hyped for plastering and painting walls and applying brick slips and rigging lights? Dragons! We're working
Dragons,
with
yes.
Audible, who are sponsoring today's
Check out
video.
Audible.
And once
There you
again,
go.
I'm gonna tell you all about how much dragon stuff Audible have, because seriously, it's like never ending. One thing I love about
Man,
Audible
does it
is
feel
how
like
it makes
everything
it so easy to
is
get
just
more
dragon related
stories
these
and
days?
information in your life. You can listen while working.
We got
from
the
home,
dragon
taking a
expansion
walk,
coming out.
maxing out dragon riding.
I've been
cooking,
watching
or
Game of
customizing
Thrones,
your dragon mounts
Dragons.
for hours on end. Audible can also help you reach your goals,
I mean,
whether that's getting more.
why does
books
it
in
feel
your
like this is
life
the
or
dragon era of
listening
our
to
lives?
Something new while doing other things. Want to finally dip into the classics about dragons? Why not start with Christopher Paolini's Aragon, all 9
Yeah,
hours
exactly.
and
Game of
6
Thrones,
minutes
House of
it,
Dragon.
or take it back to the original
Dragon Age, the
Dragonflight
Dragon
and
Age of life
McCaffrey's
right now.
first Dragon Riders of Pern book, which
2022
made her
Year of the
first
Dragon.
woman to win a Hugo and a Nebula Award for her writing. Badass. Audible also comes with tons of member benefits you might not know about, including a free credit for their premium collection every month and unlimited access to the Plus catalog, where you'll be able to dip into loads of original content exclusive to Audible, including Audible originals like Dragon Planet, heck yeah,
What?
and How to Date Your Dragon. Yeah, alright. Itching to listen to some dragon
real?
tales while you're flying over the Dragon Isles? New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Just visit
you go. There you
audible.com/Taliesin&Evitel
go.
or text Taliesin&Evitel to 500-500. Why
What a
not
wonderful
learn
ad.
something new about dragons?
Check it
it all
out.
out at audible.com/Taliesin&Evitel or text Taliesin&Evitel to 500-500.
There's a couple of small, obvious
go.
problems with
There you
dragon
go.
riding that we hope are ironed out before the launch. For one, there is going to have to be an option to remove the majority of blue swirly wind effects from Thrill of the Skies. It's an important visual cue in the flying process, but the fact is, loads of players aren't going to be able to cope with it from just an accessibility point of view with motion sickness. I love it, I'll be keeping it. There is going to need to be an
I
option
didn't
to
consider the
tone it
motion
down.
sickness
The main
players.
problem, though, is not even a real problem with the dragon riding system, but what it means means for the future of the game. Because yeah, right now we've got this incredible
That's
mechanic,
what I was talking
genuinely
about.
comparable
Where
to
does
the
dragon
Insomniac
riding go after
Spider-Man
this?
games in how it makes a traditionally boring part of the gameplay loop that you'd often skip if you could, travel, a genuinely enjoyable part of the gameplay loop, which is a fantastic achievement. And you've got this incredible zone, which is built with this flying in mind, and to be flown around from
the
the
zone
very
is made to be
start.
dragon flown.
But hey, you know what feels absolute dog shit after flying around the Dragon
Regular
Isles on your
flying.
dragon riding mount all
For
day?
sure.
Flying anywhere else on your shitty standard WoW flying mount. It's bad enough in the old world where you feel like you're running through treacle on tram tracks. It's even worse in the Dragon Isles itself, which is built with dragon riding speed in mind. One of the best things about zooming around on your
pull
Drake
right after
is
this video's
the sheer
done.
rate of knots
And then we'll
that
watch
you
the
rack
Mr.
up.
GM after
Something
we
you
get the
especially
kill.
notice when you're nearer the ground, and that 950% speed increase is edge of the seat thrill ride level noticeable. Getting around the Dragon Isles on a standard flying mount would be a whole different kettle of Tuskar boiled fish though. Something we were able to test using the ghost dragon you ride around when you die on the Dragon Isles to recover your corpse. A
That makes
mount
sense.
that
I mean, you're gonna be in
uses
mountains and
standard
shit.
mount flying mechanics and speed, which means we're able to use Ghost Mount to directly compare the difference in the time it takes to fly
Probably
from the
feels bad,
coast,
man.
the lowest point of the Isles, to the top of the highest point, just over half the map away.
We'll just have to.
Sure.
I'll time it on my phone. Let's do it. Let's start it. Let's see how long
Let's
it
see the
takes us to
difference
get up
here.
to the
Let's see the
highest point.
difference.
Like the speed at which we're traveling here is insane. I did it for an experiment, right? But also it was just super fun. Oh, I missed it. We'll stop the clock. 3.5 minutes. Shall I do it with regular flying?
7 seconds of flying around that mountain too.
Okay. Let's reset. And let's start. Off we go. So this is 350%.
Wow, it's full
Walking
flight speed. I need to put in time to request off this.
Feels
Oh,
good,
I'm
doesn't
definitely
it?
requesting off the day it
And
comes out.
Stop. I hope my
like
grandchildren
stream
are
it.
still alive to see you get there. It was 6 minutes 23. I got
Wow.
it. 3 minutes 27 versus 6 minutes
double.
23. A
Double speed.
massive difference. And don't forget, dragon riding is also way more fun too. Normal
Well,
flying
yeah.
around Dragon Isles would suck.
Hold
and that's
W,
fine,
that's
no
how
one's
you
gonna
fly
do it. But the real
currently.
problem is that normal flying around any future expansion is going to suck too. What I'm saying is there really
True.
is no going back on dragon riding. No way the player
I
base is
mentioned this
going to be
in the
happy to
middle of the
return
video.
to
How are you gonna
standard
take this
flying
away?
after having dragon
It looks
riding
too
for
good.
a whole expansion. And you might say, well, yes, Taliesin, but don't worry though. Ian has basically said that if the player base want it, dragon riding will be enabled beyond the Dragon Isles after the expansion. And you're right, I think it definitely will be. Probably with a
think it will
toggle
be
that
too.
enables any Drake-like mount to become a dragon rider if you like. I dare say there will even be a dragon riding druid travel form too. But no, the problem is everything that comes with that. Because it's not just the flying itself that is so great about dragon riding, as we've seen in this video.
Will it
It's
make the world
whole
feel smaller?
integration. Do you think that the player base is going to be okay with not having flying unlocked from the start of 11.0? If there is leveling to be done to improve your
Still
flying,
kinda want
do you think
Phil
they're going to be
my
okay
hero.
with anything other than the leveling all being available from day one? Man, can you imagine if Blizz tried to pull some Pathfinder shit next expansion? No, the player base would not be okay with any of that.
Probably not.
And nor should
Probably
they
not.
be. Dragon riding as a system is implemented so well in Dragonflight that by definition it has to change the way Blizzard approach their world design and
Souls, you're in
flying
here, aren't you?
philosophy
Yeah,
in
you are.
every expansion from now on. And that is a very, very good thing. As long as Blizzard realize it too. Because if they don't, if they do go back to no flying from the start and
I doubt it.
Pathfinder and lose this
I
exhilarating
doubt it.
new system, which, yes, I'm going to say it again, is the single best and most important innovation that the game has seen in the last decade at least, then it's
What's
going to be
up,
the
Dave?
worst case of borrowed power cold turkey in the history of a game which, let's be honest, already is littered with borrowed power withdrawal. There is a firm test coming Blizzard's
Yeah.
way with dragon riding.
Yeah,
Firstly, not to change anything. Being able to complete the talent tree on day one and the speed and efficiency of flight that the completed tree gives players and the alt friendliness on the account-wide unlocks
The alt friendliness
are
is
as
insane,
they
too.
should be right now. Blizzard cannot change
gonna help
a
you level your
single
alt so
thing
much quicker.
about those core 3 columns
double
of the
time
system.
speed.
No time gating, no
That's
rep
insane
gating,
in and of
no
itself.
nerfing the flying itself. This is the flying that Dragonflight deserves and promised with its cinematic trailer. And look, I'm not an idiot, okay? I've been around this track before. I know that I could very well be back here with with a new video in a couple of weeks telling you how
Sure.
Blizzard have in fact completely dicked dragon riding for some
possible,
arbitrary
man, it's
reason.
possible.
But you know what? I don't think I will be. I've got a feeling that Blizz are going to keep this absolute slam dunk home run guaranteed win exactly how it is. Or, okay, pretty much how it is. No, for me, in many ways, the biggest test is what comes next. Does 11.0, the next expansion, see us go back to no flying for the first year of its life, and then Pathfinder to unlock it in all the areas that you're already done with? Or do the devs pick up the Dragonflight baton and integrate this genuinely exciting and satisfying mechanic into the core of their design philosophy from here on in? Only time will tell, but there is at least one thing that I am absolutely certain of now. You are going to love dragon riding. Let us know what you think of what you've seen of flying
Oh, yeah.
today.
We're gonna love
in the
dragon
comments
riding,
below.
guaranteed.
Are you one of those players who is still adamant that you'll be using standard flying as soon as you can? I would genuinely love to hear from you. How should Blizzard integrate dragon riding into the existing world and future expansions? I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, don't thank me. Thank our patrons who give their actual real-life money to make all of our work happen. And seriously, guys, thank you, because without you, there would be a whole lot less Taliesin&Evitel. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it. Remember, my name is Steve Denuza. Remember, if they change dragon riding to make it less good, it's definitely Steve's fault. No, my name is Taliesin from
great.
me and Evitel and
Great.
Nyrin and Penny too. Until next time, cheerio.
That's a great video. You know what else is great? Rating, because we're about to get straight into it. It's time to pull Fate Scribe.